Coach, you picked up 2 more wins, but especially got your first conference win. Just talk about that and what you've seen from your team.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good weekend all around. I mean, anytime you can go 7-0 in 2 matches, that shows that we're taking care of things, at least on the scoreboard. I mean, certainly there's things that we can clean up a little bit, but yeah, I mean, we went out there and we got done, whatever we could get done as far as closing out matches. The score line of the match against Kingsville is pretty misleading. I mean, it's 7-0, and we're really happy about that because we earned the points, but especially at 3, 4, 5, and 6 singles, I mean, those were battles. We had to win 2 of them in 3-set breakers, and the other 2 were really matches that we had to really work hard to close out there. So they didn't go to 3 sets. So the score line is misleading in the way that it looks like maybe it was easy, because it was 7-0. But I mean, it was a battle out there. Doubles was pretty convincing, I think. And then 1 and 2, we played about as good as you could possibly play. 3, 4, 5, and 6, I mean, we fought hard, but they did not make it easy for us at all. So for us to go out there, and I think that's a team that we won 4-3 against last year in the regular season. So to flip that a little bit, especially replacing 2 fifth-year seniors last year with 2 true freshmen in the lineup this year, I think it shows a lot about the growth. And then really the thing that I was most proud of, from yesterday was after the match. Coach Autumn from Kingsville came up to me and said, she's like, that's the hardest I've ever seen an Angelo State team fight. So that was, and I told the team after theirs, I was like, that means more to me than us getting the win or us winning 7-0 or whatever. And I told them I hope that means a lot to you guys too, because that says a lot about the things that we've really been working on, and the positivity, the energy, the enthusiasm, the coachability. So to get recognition from a very good coach who's been in this league for a long time, to recognize about the team, that means more to me really than the score. So
getting y'all's first conference win, and just looking at the matches before this, what is something that has really stood out about these girls to you?
They fight. They really care. And they're willing to struggle. They're willing to go out there and deal with difficult situations. They're willing to deal with all the things that I'm pretty insistent about when it comes to like the intangibles, and a lot of it is some stuff that's new to them. But they've had pretty good examples of growth mindsets and really being open to the new things that I'm trying to get them to do. And that's just the biggest thing. Like I said, I've said this every time I've spoken. I was like, we're talented and we have good athletes, but the way we can get like 1% better every time we're out there is playing with more energy and more passion and more enthusiasm, and celebrating as a team every time we do something good. And so yeah, that's been the most impressive thing for me is like every week we're doing some intangible things a little bit better, and hopefully that stuff's just gonna pay off down the road.
I want to talk about the on-court chemistry between your players. I know when you're playing singles, you're all out there by yourself, but when you're playing doubles, just talk about how your players are really getting comfortable with one another.
Yeah, I mean, so Rami and Ida, who are playing 1 doubles for us right now, they played quite a bit together. I think they maybe played most of the season together last year. They played at line 2, and they're playing at line 1 now. So that's something we talked about from the beginning. Is that like you're gonna probably getting a little bit higher level competition playing at 1 versus 2, but that's not always the case. Sometimes the people at line 1 or maybe they're just a little bit better at singles, and so that's why they get put up there or whatever. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff we do as far as if you ever see them with their hands behind their back, when we're up at the net, we're signaling to the server like where we want you to serve and where we're going to go, like what play we're going to run, and things like that. And that's all pretty standard. Any team that's really playing high-level doubles is doing something like that. But really the most important things that happen for me, the most important thing that happens is between the points. That's something I talk about a lot. Like when we lose a doubles point, it's got to be a race by both girls to come to each other in the middle. And if we lost a point, like each one of them should claim some sort of responsibility for like how we could have done better in that point. And then it's to say, but it's okay, we're going to get the next one. So like that kind of in between point and in between game and on the on the changeovers on the bench, if I'm there with them, there's not a whole lot of time for a lot of talk, so it has to be like very concise and very clear. Not a whole lot of back and forth unless they have like a question to ask. But then, you know, between them, you know, it's always super helpful to have good chemistry with your partner. And I mean, that's something I think we're doing a pretty good job on all of the courts right now. You know, especially at three doubles. I mean, DNL has been an all-conference player here and conference player of the year, but never had played doubles. And that was something I was like, we're going to get you on the court in doubles for sure. And then Leticia coming in as a true freshman, hadn't played a whole lot of doubles in juniors. So you know, we put them together as soon as we kind of had an idea that was a team we wanted to work with. And so they play a completely different kind of style of doubles than say our 1 and 2 do. But they do a really good job. You know, every time they play, they get a little bit more comfortable. With doubles, they get a little bit more comfortable with each other. They get a little bit more comfortable with like taking instruction while they're out there. So yeah, I mean, you know, the camaraderie between teammates is extremely important. And so when you find that, you really want to kind of like nurture that as much as you can as a coach. You know, and right now I think we're doing a pretty good job of it. I think we've won the doubles point most of the time. I think maybe the only time we lost it was against UCO, and that's the only match we lost. So, you know, a lot of times, you know, with a lot of teams, your match is going to go the way the doubles point goes a lot of the time. And so, you know, for us to really, right now, I think we're making some pretty good progress in doubles, so that's going to go a long way for us.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.